What picks does Nuno use?
Right now, he is using, I can't remember the name of the company. We have a gentleman over in Australia that makes them for us.
Same as Pat?
Yep, same guy that makes Pat's. We were using the painted ones like Pat had. Yeah. We're finding little inconsistencies with the thickness of the paint, so he went over to the white ones and just loves them. I can't even, I'm sorry, I wish I could remember the name of the company of the gentleman that does them, but off right now I cannot remember.
We'll try and get that in the notes.
Yes, we'll try and get that in there for you. But yeah, it's basically just like not really a thin, about a medium.
Yeah.
And just those are the ones he prefers right now.
God, his right hand is so crazy accurate.
Yeah. And with the palm muting and everything.
It doesn't even look like it's moving.
Yeah. Oh, it's moving.
Yeah. Well, John, thanks so much for joining us today. I know you guys got a show coming up, and
oh, we're kind of filming something here, but
yeah, sorry, man.
No problem.
What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing on my stage, bro?
Yeah, no, sorry, we're just wrapping up your rig rundown. But as long as I got you, tell me a little bit about this.
Oh, this thing? This old thing? No, man, this is the newest. How you doing, man? Good to see you, brother.
Hey, man, yeah, it's a huge
Thanks for
fan.
crashing my sound check,
Yeah,
man.
right,
what the
right.
Fuck, man, we're playing at the Ryman here, you know.
Yeah, God.
No, man, this is this is a little bit of a obviously. I used to stare at the Van Halen 2 album.
Right.
For days on end and hours on end, and that was my favorite Eddie guitar that he had through his whole career. Was always the most magical one. Was this one to me? I don't know what it was about it, but maybe it's the photos on the cover, or maybe it's the tone of that album. But I've always wanted one of his, and I never got one. So I thought maybe I can get my own version, N4 version of it, and had it done. And yeah, and obviously since he passed, I bring it out during Bumblebee
right, which. God, that's like the highlight of the show.
Yeah.
Man.
So and then I keep it for Get the Funk Out. It's let me tell you something. It's not easy playing on this thing because for the mere fact that it's just a maple neck.
Right, which you've always been on. You know, like yours is ebony, right?
Yeah. So it's not only just the feel of it, but even looking at it. When you see the reverse of like a negative of what you're used to seeing with it, everything being dark and white, it's like it's really wild to play. So, but it's fun. I'm getting used to it. It sounds different, obviously, as everything does, but I'm pumped, man. I'm excited. So through the show, I do 3 or 4 little things that pay a little tribute to the King Edward, you know, the greatest.
That's what's so cool, because it had this kind of loving homage to the guy that inspired so much of this.
Yeah, look, I had, you know, my top 3 or 4 guys were always, you know, Paige and Brian May, and also Edward, you know, but Edward's probably the one overall sound-wise, you know, just the way he played rhythm guitar, the way he sprinkled things throughout and was creative and made guitar really kind of joyful like that. That always inspired me, and that's kind of how that was always set the bar to always get to that point one day to be able to do that stuff in my own music. So, so here we are.
Well, great. Well, hey, I know you guys got a show, and I'm so glad you could we could crash your sound check for a minute.
Worries, man. It's good to see you, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much. I know the rig, there isn't much going on, but like I always say, the rig is here.
Right.
The majority of the rig rundown is here. It's on these fingers and everything you play. So touch is everything, of course an amp, of course a little bit of whatever matters, but
this is minimal.
For me, it's like you try to stay out of the way of these fingers, and then everything else will come together. But I think that was my favorite. That was my favorite thing about the Eddie Roth period before he got very chorused out.
Right.
Was that it was really straightforward. You could hear all the tones. So that's it for me.
Right.
Thanks. Now get the fuck off my stage, man. I got a fucking sound check to do.